So this category of the ParDreamies Awards was intended to recognize a great example of creating positive change using Pardot. We heard from a lot of great speakers today from nonprofit and higher ed institutions. Meredith in our opening keynote talked a little bit about Be the Match. So there are lots of great examples of organizations using Pardot for good. And the winner in this category is Lexipol. So Lexipol is a Texas-based company that provides policy manuals, training bulletins, and consulting services all to law enforcement agencies, fire departments, and other entities focused on public safety. And this team sprang into action in March of 2020 and used Pardot to launch a coronavirus learning and policy center. Executing that all by March is pretty impressive, because I don't know if you guys remember how crazy the world was in March of 2020, but that's some speedy action.
Hey there, this is Amber from Circante, and I'm here with Miriam and Julian from Lexipol, and they're here to talk about the ParDreamies Award win for the social impact category. Welcome to you both, and thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Amber.
Thank you.
The solution that you built at Lexipol that won the award, can you talk to me about the challenge that you were looking to solve when you were coming up with the solution?
Sure. So we kind of initiated this whole project right at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic last year in 2020. And first I'd say not my idea initially, but total props to our executive team and then our policy and training content teams who kind of came up with this whole plan and idea for this process. But basically we wanted to serve our customers and just our general market audience in general, figured a very great opportunity to distribute a lot of the policy content and the training content we already had put together around similar topics out to that community, plus begin to develop additional content that more specific to the pandemic. So pretty much across all of our teams here, ton of work was put into on a pretty short notice to all compile this information and set up this microsite. And then my kind of role in the process was using Pardot to help track the performance of everything and kind of set it as the backbone of how we wanted to distribute this information out.
Yes, I think a lot of people were experiencing these new projects on short notice and kind of rising to the challenge. Can you talk to me about the solution? What work went into building the solution and what teams were involved?
Sure. So I think kind of at our start, our design team began, mocking up this site, and then a lot of the initial work was our policy and our training content teams identifying what information would be best to place on this site and distribute. And then I think within the marketing team here, looped in other marketing content, and then we kind of began to develop a plan to distribute this information via email, out of looking at our database in Pardot. We had sort of recently completed a merger with the company that initially provided the training solutions that are part of Lexipol now. And not all of our customers or audience were familiar with the brand as a unified solution, or not all aware that it had become the same company now. So we also kind of figured this was a good opportunity to kind of segment the messaging very carefully, and utilizing some of the dynamic features from Pardot to bring in the right CS person signature who had an existing relationship with that customer via whichever product they were already a customer of, or if they were customers of both. And then getting our salespeople out in front of the prospects we had in our database that hadn't purchased any of our products. And so I think we had something like 20 different emails announcing this project to different verticals and customer product lines. But via Pardot, we were able to segment that all correctly and get them out from the right people for who the message would have the most impact.
Awesome. And what kinds of results have you seen from the project so far?
Yeah, it's been incredibly successful. I mean, I think most prominently, the success, a lot of it was how many different public safety agencies were able to benefit from the policy and training content we provided. I think we had over 17,000 policies downloaded, and then over 1,700 agencies requesting to be set up with our training solution we were offering for free at the time. And yeah, I mean, I think just in terms of a general branding effort and building goodwill within our community and marketplace, it's been extremely successful. I think for some of the Einstein AI influence, we've leveraged through Pardot. We've seen it influence over 2,400 opportunities last year and this year. So there's still seeing positive effects from the project into this year.
That's awesome. So you're still seeing results from it. And how do you think you'll still keep leveraging the solution in the future, still keep evolving it, or have you kind of left the project where it is?
I think we contributed a lot of additional content to it over last year and the early half of this year. I think that slowed, and as the pandemic continues to change and evolve, we'll either add more or maybe eventually kind of wind it down. But as long as it's a valuable resource for people, I think we'll continue to use it.
Is there any advice you'd like to offer to people who might want to implement something similar? Were there any hurdles that you came across along the way?
Yeah, I think definitely sort of complications working through so many teams and trying to get so many different people involved, but definitely leveraging some of Pardot's newer feature sets like connected campaigns and some of the different campaign influence models. Really was massively beneficial in being able to track the success of the project and make sure we stayed on top of what we needed to do. All of their different files and things we provided on the site. We hooked back to Pardot files, and then can easily see that sort of dashboard on the campaign of everything related to it. And when we did related webinars and other related promotions that maybe weren't specifically the microsite, but kind of tied back into the same content, general content, kind of structured those in a campaign hierarchy again, so we can kind of have that whole structure to look through who's looked through it, what promotions have we sent, who's engaged, and I think we're able to provide that to our sales and customer support teams in a way that was instantly valuable to them to help in their effort.
Well, thank you both for meeting with me and talking about the ParDreamies Award win, and congratulations. It's really a big accomplishment.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very excited about it.